welcome back to a familiar place here at QBE. You want to talk about thoughts coming back to a place that you got some fond memories from?
Um, all I can say is it's going to kind of hopefully be like last year, where I'm going to be the jockey and he's going to be the stallion. So it's always good to be here. It's obviously a lot of good memories from last year, but no, it's always a fun and relaxing week.
Yeah, it's such a fun week. It's nice to have a partner. Rory hits it really straight, so he gets in play, and then I kind of just wail at it. And he reads the greens, and I put it where he told me, and it goes in most of the time. So we got a good little partnership going.
Do you think your games mesh well overall?
Yeah, definitely.
It is. It's kind of strange because obviously Kevin hits it a mile, and there's a lot of facets to his game that are very underrated, that he's very good at. And so for me, it's kind of fun because, as he said, I just put the ball in the fairway and then let him wail away, and so we can take advantage of it, which does kind of stink when it comes to, when we play our own ball, because now he's 50 yards past me.
Yeah, it's nice. I can drive it up close to some greens, and Rory's got a great short game, so he can spin it in there close and get some tap-ins for birdie. And it's always a fun week, and our caddies mesh well together, and I got Dad here. He's not caddying, but he's here, so he brings some good vibes for us.
Rory, this is your 11th time playing in this thing. Can you talk a little bit more about why you say it's such a great week, why it's such a nice week, what goes into a week like this that makes you a smile no matter what?
Well, a week like this is very different to what we traditionally play on tour. We're in such a very cutthroat industry. We're constantly competing. When you get here and you actually have a partner, it's three rounds, three very different formats, and the formats in themselves make it a lot more interesting, a lot more fun. But again, you're playing where we don't often do it, team golf, and it makes it very interesting. It's always nice to have that other person there, because we don't have that normally. So it kind of alleviates a little bit of pressure into your own game, and you kind of free will it a little bit more. So you'll see guys hitting shots out here that you traditionally wouldn't, because they're not being conservative, they're being very aggressive.
Yeah.
Same thing, Bob? You picked up that right away?
It's fun to play more aggressive. We're just talking like on the hole 10, I would never hit a driver, but once Rory gets in play, I'll hit driver all 3 days and try to squeeze it up by the green. It's just fun to kind of freewheel it, and it plays in well to my game. I wish I could do it more just by myself, but it's easier when you have a partner.
You guys have probably gotten used to it, but does it hit you that there are no fans every week, or are you more used to it now?
Well, I think it's definitely definitely different. It's different to come to this golf course and not see the grandstands behind 18. The golf course has a different view. As a lot of golf courses that we're playing and competing on now, in some respects, Sea Island, some of the par 3 greens looked a lot bigger because it didn't seem like the green was that far away. It almost changes your optical perspective of what you're accustomed to out there. So, but it is different. It doesn't have the. It's disappointing because it doesn't have the excitement and that vibe about it when you're in contention and you're competing. But at the same time, it's understandable. So it's tough times for everybody.
Yeah, we've been playing with no fans for 6 months, and it's still weird. It's weird not to see people cheering behind the green. It's more weird for a tournament like this because I feel like you kind of interact with the fans more than you normally would at a regular event, because it's more laid back and more just freewheeling it. So it's strange not to see it, as well as the grandstands not being there. It's weird looking at it too.
What would the experience of the past 6 months help you getting ready to go into the new year, calendar year? Is there anything that you've learned on the 6 months that you can somehow, some way, maybe incorporate in how you prepare or how you deal with Monday through Sunday at a tournament that you could build off of?
Well, I think for me personally, going out to the West Coast and going to Hawaii, it's going to be a challenge because, with the implementations on restrictions and things like that, it does make that part of our jobs more stressful than what we're accustomed to, because you're trying to figure out hotels, you're trying to figure out flights, you're looking at all the criteria and requirements from the states themselves. So that poses its own challenge in itself. But in regards to tournaments, I don't think it's going to really change my preparation much. I'm still going to approach it the same way and try to do things as I'm accustomed to doing.
Is there anything, I mean, a lot of the players talked about the fact that they had to really dig deep to motivate themselves, to find some energy because you couldn't get it from the fans. Did you guys experience that? And is there anything you can try to do to be better at dealing with that in the new calendar year?
No, I'm always got a lot of energy. I'm looking for my ball over the course sometimes, so there's always a lot of stress and energy. But for me, I've had to get to the tournaments a little bit earlier now. I used to just kind of stroll in Monday night, and then you just go straight to the course Tuesday. But with the testing, I'm just trying to get there a little bit earlier so I can prepare kind of the same way that I used to.
Yeah, it's just I think as long as Kevin and I have been out here, you get accustomed to having a routine. So I think the motivation part, I don't think there's too much of an issue there for either of us, but I'm sure there are players that do struggle with that, and it's a very valid point that you do need to find that motivation. You do need to find that drive to keep pushing yourself, working harder each day, and but for me personally, it's just, as Kevin said, get there, get the basic necessities done with the testing and everything like that, so you're ready to go.
One moment this year that stood out as the weirdest moment since you guys came back from after the break?
Yeah, when I got to Colonial, have my club glove and my bin that I keep on Holker's trailer and just waltzed into the locker room and said, nope, nothing can come in here, so I had to go back, get the car, put everything in the car, go back to the hotel, get this. It was just weird at first. It took a couple of weeks to kind of get in the rhythm of things again.
Yeah, for sure. I would agree with Kevin there. That was very awkward because you there are certain parts of your routine that you are used to, i.e. walking in the locker room, unpack your bags, stock your locker, everything like this. Now you have to go to the soft goods place. You have to go here. It's definitely a different routine, but it took probably 3-4 weeks to get accustomed to it, and then you become very comfortable with it.
All right, thanks guys.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
fellas.
Appreciate it, guys. Have a good day.